Happy Friday, everyone. My name is Sandra Bichl, and I will be talking and sharing about global job market trends. It's been a month. Last month, I summarized October. Now on December 2nd, I'm summarizing November 2022. Now, for those who are familiar with our business, which is career consulting, you know that it is important to understand how macroeconomic changes actually influence the job market. And macroeconomic changes could mean a pandemic, war, economic crisis, inflation, etc. Therefore, we record, process, analyze, for example, unemployment levels or the number of published job ads on LinkedIn. So far, we have gathered 11,020 data points, received over 500 insights from executives and HR directors, published 90 monthly reports, 517 daily updates, and 13 special reports. In other words, we have been tracking 80 countries worldwide for the past 31 months. So let's have a look. Anything that you see today, you can also find on our SlideShare account or on our showcase page on LinkedIn called Market Signals. So why do we track the supply of and demand for candidates? Why do we do that? Who can find our data useful? Understanding that dynamic helps employers to understand how tough they can be when, or how generous they should be when designing salary and or benefit packages. It will help them understand whether the post and pray approach might work or might not work because there are not enough candidates and a lot of companies are recruiting for candidates. So that is important from an employer's perspective. From a candidate's perspective, understanding if there is a lot of you and a lot of you in terms of availability, unemployment, or if you are in demand, that tells you how much negotiation flexibility you have, how much you can push on the one hand. On the other hand, it directly translates into your efforts that need to be put into job search. More time, less time, and it also then influences how long your actual job search might take. Are we talking 3-4 months or half a year or maybe up to 1 year? Now we are streaming on 3 platforms. I hope everybody who wanted to join has already joined. We are on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So if at any point you'd like to comment, react, or share, feel free to do so. I do see that in my interface, so I will be able to react. Okay, so today's structure, we will talk about global reach, so 80 countries summarized. We will look at Europe in detail, global perspective, Germany, UK, and the US. We will look at the DACH countries as well as Belgium, Poland, and Italy from a job market perspective. And in between, I'll share lots of tips and tools as well as resources. At the end, we'll have Q&A. So if you have concrete questions, start formulating them to make sure that I get to see them before I switch off our live session. So global reach, what you see here is the Americas, Africa, and Europe overall for the last 4 weeks. Let me show you a more detailed perspective. So Africa has gone from 71,305 job ads to 69,248, meaning minus 2.88% in the number of published job ads. The Americas, 22 countries across the Americas, from 7.6 to 7.57 million. So not a big difference, only minus 1.02%. And Europe plus 0.49%. We went from 3.05 to 3.06 million job ads. So Europe, we said 0.49% increase in the number of job ads. You can see how the number of job ads and recruitment trends have changed over the last 31 months. Week 1 is March 2020. Week 45 is week 45 of 2022 on the very right. Now, when we zoom into the 48 countries that we track across Europe, you can see that in Ukraine, Switzerland, Spain, Germany, Lithuania, Ireland, and Montenegro, the demand for candidates has increased from 1.14%, meaning 6 job ads in Montenegro, to up to, for example, 6.8% in Germany, meaning another almost 70,000 job ads were added on the German job market. That means that other countries haven't done as well, but I do have to say the differences are, especially at the top of this table, are really rather small. Sweden, Bosnia, Denmark, Bulgaria, Italy, France. It's really minus 0.13, minus 1.73%, really not that bad. Luxembourg minus 3 is also looking at especially the Portuguese job market that has seen a lot of fluctuation, a lot of drastic fluctuations over the last, I have to say, years. A slight fluctuation of minus 3.31% is also not that drastic. Here you'll see the remaining countries where it does make a big change: Serbia, Finland, Czechia, minus 3,500 job ads, Belgium, almost minus 10,000 job ads, up to Poland, minus 17,661 job ads. So here you can see that 13% does constitute, in absolute numbers, quite a chunk of job ads that have disappeared from one month to another. So if you're actively looking for a job, this is my first tip. Join our hidden job market on LinkedIn to find the best job ad gems for executives. You will find the link now posted in the comment section. If you enjoy working remotely and you want to stay that way, but not make any compromises when it comes to your seniority, we also have a dedicated remote edition for executives that we post once a week on our hidden job market group on LinkedIn. Now let's have a look at our global perspective and annual differences. I know there's a lot of data and I will walk you through that. So top 20 means the top 20 economies worldwide. Americas, as mentioned, 22 countries, Africa, the top 10 economies, and Europe, as already mentioned, 38 countries across Europe are tracked by us. So we looked at week 48 of 2021 versus week 48 of 2022. Europe is doing slightly worse, but this is really a slight minus of 2.75%. Top 20 companies, top 20 countries see an overall increase of 2% in demand for candidates as compared to last year. Americas plus 5.90%. Africa plus 37.60%. So maybe November did slightly worse, but in the grand scheme of things, comparing 2021 to 2022, 2022 is doing much better from a global perspective. US plus 4.29%, UK, again, just a small difference, minus 2.82%. Germany, here the German job market is off a little bit worse. It's 50,000 job ads, so minus 4.71%. Okay. So let's zoom into Germany, the UK, and US. US in November plus 0.56%. Despite Thanksgiving, we usually see a dip around Thanksgiving. UK minus 18.37%. So this is a big change for the UK job market in November of this year. Germany for this month plus 6.80%. So it's good times to be a candidate in the US and in Germany. And here you'll see the bi-monthly changes. So before we looked at November, now we look at October and November. US sees a decrease, UK sees a decrease, Germany in a general positive upward trend, plus 1.66%. So being a job seeker in Germany, not that bad. Okay, so what does that mean from an employer perspective? comparing the demand for candidates and your local unemployment rates, you can very easily translate that into, is post and pray enough? Is it really more than enough to post a job ad on LinkedIn, which in most countries is the biggest job ad platform? Or do you have to apply active sourcing or even hire a recruitment agency, and or activate employer branding, strategic employer branding, including the definition of candidate personas? From a candidate's perspective, and this is important for anywhere you are currently because of technology, it's important that you set a precise career and job search goal. You position yourself well as a candidate. You have 2 CVs, one for humans, one for applicant tracking systems. Prepare your LinkedIn profile for 2 different target groups, for humans and for the algorithm, and generate interest through all 4 job search channels. Now, some of you might say, what do you mean CV for humans and for applicant tracking systems? So whenever you upload your CV into a cloud, you generate an account on Taleo, SuccessFactors, etc. There is a software that scans your CV before a human gets to see it. So I do recommend you download our CV ATS guide that walks you through the process of reformatting it. If you're not that much of a reading person, you can watch a video that explains that process. And once you have updated your CV for applicant tracking system, you can request a CV ATS report. And if you want to discuss your current job search strategy, career aspirations, etc., you can book a free career consultation with us through the link, or simply send me an email, bichl.sandra@careerangels.eu. Now, again, I'm slowly wrapping up. We're streaming on 3 platforms. So if you have any questions at any point, would like to comment something, start formulating them so I can address them during the Q&A. Okay. Now let's have a look at the DACH region, Germany, Austria, and Switzerland for November. We already said Germany had a good result, plus 6.8%. Austria, unfortunately, has lost about 5,000 job ads. That would mean for the Austrian job market almost minus 10% in demand for candidates, and Switzerland plus 16.46%. And those are the bi-weekly changes. Very well. And last but not least, Belgium, Italy, Poland. Sometimes I'm asked why these countries, because we have a lot of our community is based in Belgium, Italy, and Poland. So Belgium minus 10.37%, Italy minus 1.73%, Poland minus 15.37%. So in Italy, not such a big change, but if you are a job seeker in Belgium or Poland, it would be wise to set aside extra time for and effort for your job search. Shafia asks for the download link. I think it's the download link. Shafia is went ahead, download our CV ATS guide. That's where you find it. I hope you can see that. Otherwise, do get in touch with me. I can send it to you directly. Fantastic. So that brings me to Q&A. So we had our first question with the download link. I will ask my tech team to kindly share that download link for the CV ATS guide one more time. If you have any other questions, comments, please feel free to publish them now. In the meantime, I will share with you a couple of more resources that might be useful for you. We have, for those who are in our space, meaning career and job search coaching and or advisory, we have a dedicated group on LinkedIn that you can join. We also have community meetings within that group, so it's very interactive. For job seekers who enjoy DIY, we have a Udemy course, every step of the job search explained and backed by research, with 14.5 hours of on-demand videos and 15 downloadable resources. Miguel says, can you share the links via message? They're not opening. Absolutely, Miguel. Please send me a message on LinkedIn in case I don't see your profile, but let me just make a note to also reach out to you in case that doesn't work out. Fantastic. And last but not least, if you say, well, Udemy is not my cup of tea, we do also have a YouTube channel with open and recorded webinars and a whole job search course. So lots and lots of information there as well on YouTube. Now, if you say, Career Angels, you're doing a great thing, you're doing a great work, I'd like to appreciate what you're doing. You can follow our content or buy us a virtual coffee. You will find the details on what to follow or subscribe to on the link how to thank us on our domain. Fantastic. So I think everybody who wanted to ask something or comment on something has done so. So summarizing, it was not a bad month compared to all the previous 31 months. And I hope that at the beginning of January, I can share equally good news with you about the state of the job market and demand for candidates for December and overall for 2022. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you in a month.